How are you fuckers doing tonight? Alex the Kid Seymour here, your favorite 23-year-old, at the moment, trans guy comedian. So, I'm coming at you live from my childhood bedroom. Now, today's topic is dysphoria. Dysphoria 101. Now, to be clear, we're talking about Alex the Kid's feelings on dysphoria. Now, these sentiments may be true for a lot of trans guys out there, but not every trans guy. So, I don't want any of you to, listen to what I say about this and then assume that that's how it is for every single trans guy out there. We're talking about me right now. Okay, so there are two types of dysphoria. The first type being body dysphoria, physical dysphoria. Now, that's the main type of dysphoria. Now, what that means is hating parts of your body so much, like they were never supposed to be there. My biggest source of dysphoria has consistently been my chest. I hate not having a flat chest so much that 20 days from today, actually, I will be having a rather intense surgery to get all of that chest tissue removed so I can have a flat chest like other guys. And in the meantime, the way that I keep my chest looking flat like this is by wearing a compression garment called a binder. Now, think about that for a moment. Everybody has feelings about their body, parts of their body that they hate. But I hate my chest so much that in order to feel comfortable in my body, I have to feel uncomfortable in my body. It's like I would rather have this thing that, makes me sort of feel like I can't breathe as well. You know, I'd rather have that thing and have the flat chest. I can't just fucking live with a flat chest, or without a flat chest, I should say. My voice, that's another source of dysphoria. It's way higher than I'd like it to be. I want it to be lower, like other guys. So that's why I'm going to be taking testosterone to lower my voice. I'm doing pretty well in the facial hair department, but I'd like to have more. But yeah, so that's physical dysphoria. It's like the things about my body that I just fucking hate and want to be done with so that I can be like other guys and so I can feel comfortable in my own body. The other type of dysphoria is social dysphoria. Now, a lot of people don't really understand social dysphoria. Social dysphoria is not, it's not the fact that I like sports or R. Crumb comics or Tarantino movies or typical dude shit. Because people of all genders like that shit, and there's plenty of dudes that don't. That's not what social dysphoria is, even though a lot of people think that. What social dysphoria is when you're out in the world and shit happens that triggers your physical dysphoria. So, people using the wrong pronoun, calling me, she, her, instead of he, him, his. Because the reason they're doing that is because of my fucking body that I was born with. And when that happens, especially when it's not an accidental fuck up, but when it's somebody making the point of calling me that, it makes me fucking conscious of how much I hate my body in that moment. It makes me want to fucking tear my chest off, it's shitty, So, when you see people, out there being well, why are pronouns such a big fucking deal these days? They've always been a big deal. If you're a cis person, though, it's not as much of an issue, because say you're a cis dude. First of all, most cis dudes, the biggest way you could insult them is to fucking call them a woman, or, say they're feminine, emasculate them in some way. Well, imagine if that happened to you more often than not, you know? But also, if you're a cis dude, now, to be clear, we're not talking about gender non-conforming queer cis dudes here. We're talking about, like, gender-conforming cis dudes. If someone calls a gender-conforming cis dude, if like, a woman, or says something along those lines, he knows in his heart that that's not what he is. So it hurts him on an existential level. But on the other hand, anybody who sees that happen knows that there's something sort of absurd about it, that that's not accurate. But when somebody calls me she, her in public, it invalidates my entire trans identity. It then makes other people think, oh, no, Alex the kid is not really a guy. Alex the kid is really a girl that's trying to be a guy. No, I am a guy. I was just born in the wrong body. That's the thing. So, social dysphoria is moments that draw consciousness to the wrongness of your body. The worst social dysphoria I ever felt was actually a few weeks ago in LA. And it was actually a friend of mine, a mentor, who, I don't hold this against her because she just doesn't necessarily know about guys like me yet, which is why I'm doing this, why I'm making this video, why I put myself out there as much as I do. Basically, she was on stage giving me a fucking accolade about my comedy, talking about what a great person I am, but the entire time she was using the wrong pronoun, she, her, and then, like, now I really wanted to say something about that, but it was kind of like a time and place situation, you know, so I didn't. But then, what happened was, I got on mic, and I was giving an acceptance speech type thing, and I said something, you know, yada yada yada, and then I realized I was a man. She interrupted me and said, well, technically you're not a man, Alex. You're still a woman until you get a penis. Alright. Now, some of you might be like, well, that's just her opinion. So, everyone's entitled to their opinion, aren't they? Well, okay, yes. If that's what she thinks, there's not much I can do right now to change that other than educate her more. But the fact that she would choose to do that, to interrupt me and invalidate my identity like that into a microphone in front of a bunch of people, essentially what she did was, she said, in that moment, by her doing that, she was saying, no, you don't get to say who you are. I'm gonna tell you who you are because of a body part that you don't have. Let's deconstruct that for a moment. Say you're a cisgender guy who lost your junk in some sort of an accident. Are you any less of a man? If LeBron James got into an accident and lost his dick and balls, would anybody say he was less of a man? Maybe some people would say he was less of a man, but would anyone say that that makes him no longer a man? No, he's a man because he knows he's a man. I'm a man because I know I'm a man. But in a moment like that, for her to, say that, for her to do that, if there had been anyone in that room that didn't already know I was trans, or anyone in that room who, fully saw me as a guy, like, her saying that, it essentially takes some of the, well, it invalidates my identity, but it also makes those people then see me differently. Like, so basically, here's my piece of advice to cis people, alright? If you misgender a transgender person accidentally, you fuck up because you remember their, dead name or their pronoun they used before. If they call you on it when they remind you, like, oh, actually it's he, him, don't be a dick. Don't get defensive about it. Just apologize and move on. Because honestly, none of us asked for this. This sucks, I tried to be a woman. I can't fucking do it. When I tried to be a woman, I weighed over 300 pounds, and I had just a bunch of, like, bad habit behavior. I was living a bit of a half life, you know? But it's like, I'm healthier, I'm happier, I'm freer. But there are still some people that are never gonna see me as a man, which sucks. And I know those people are out there, but if you're my friend, if you're anybody transgender's friend, don't be that person. It's as simple as you making the choice not to be that fucking person. Even if you have some belief that a person truly intrinsically is the biological sex they were born and that's all they can ever be, keep that shit to yourself, you know? Like, if you're a Christian and you see a Jewish person, maybe you believe that, you know, your religion is right and that, you know, Jews are wrong. But do you have to fucking tell them, or can you keep it to yourself? Most of you probably can keep it to yourself. So, basically, using the preferred pronouns and the preferred name is such an easy fucking thing to do, to train yourself to do, and it makes so much difference. Because there's a flip side to gender dysphoria, and that's gender euphoria. And that's the amazing feeling that I get when my gender is validated, you know? When my dad introduces me to people as his son, or my sister as her brother. You know, when people call me by the correct pronouns, or just see me as the guy that I am. Cis people don't have to fight for that shit, but we do. Okay, well, I'm off my soapbox now. Y'all know how I feel about this. So for now, I'm gonna say, good night, fuckers.